Hi there, this is Izzy, and today I wanted to have a quick conversation with you and with my first ever orchid. I guess everyone out there has got an orchid that was their first, that started them off, that really set them down that path. And here is one that looks just like mine. So I will admit this one isn't the first. Come on, that first one, I'm afraid, died long ago. And technically it was also my mum's, not mine. But this one looks exactly like it. Those pure white crystalline flowers with a lovely, lovely centre. And I think the first orchid was tinged with purple in the middle, but leaves are exactly the same, long strap-like green, fantastic thick green roots, and clearly a Phalaenopsis. So my first orchid came about not from anything to do with orchids, but something to do with busy lizzies. So my local area schools had a competition going on when I was a kid. This is over 20 years ago. The competition was to grow a busy lizzie until that busy lizzie was strong and healthy, and then to see whether you had the strongest and healthiest busy lizzie. And so I brought home my tiny little plant, and my mum advised me how to look after it and how to care for it and how to grow it up to be a nice healthy plant. And somehow that plant won our local area competition. So we got a really cool prize, I thought at the time. Gosh, I was a really plant obsessed kid. So the prize I got were tickets to BBC Gardeners World Show at the NEC in Birmingham. So I went along with my parents to the show. I was so excited running around. I really enjoyed going, love plants all the way to this day. Had a great day. But there was one point in the day where me and my mum were just captivated. And we had just got to a stand with orchids on it. And I don't know about my mum, but it was my first time seeing anything like that. And I thought they looked brilliant. Fantastic sprays of flowers and really cool growth. I hadn't seen plants doing that. So we came away from that show with a certificate that said, well done, you tried hard, but you didn't win. And an orchid. That first orchid. And that orchid lived for many, many years. It gave us kikis, it gave us flowers time after time. And in due course it was joined by a couple of others. And then more and more as my mum's interest in orchids grew and my interest in orchids grew. And that first orchid is now gone, sadly. It's succumbed to some mistreatment, as some of them do. But back then, it was one of the few orchids that I had seen. Orchids were a rare thing, they were expensive, and it was probably the most we'd ever invested in a plant when we got that. The choice wasn't available, so orchid plants weren't like they are now. Right now you can walk into the corner shop, you can walk into most places, and there's a bewildering array of Phalaenopsis orchids and other species and hybrids out there, showing off beautiful flowers, shapes, colours, sizes. But then I think we were just already struck dumb by a stall with just a few different Phalaenopsis hybrids on it. We thought it was absolutely fantastic. So I guess one thing between then and now is, orchids are really relatively widespread. Well done those growers. But also that plant just gave and gave and gave for us. It just continued to be a fantastic plant for years, and I think every orchid pretty much has that capacity. Every one that you can get down the local shop has got that in it, that drive to give you pleasure in your home, to be a happy little plant under the conditions in your house. And many of them get thrown away before they even find a home. They die in the shop. There are a lot of people that will just buy one plant, and when it's finished flowering, they'll put it in the bin. And I find that a little bit sad. But I think every single one of those plants has the potential to be loved and cared for many years, like my first orchid, or my mum's first orchid was. Well, tell me about your first orchid down below. I'd love to hear about your stories. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to hear more of them, subscribe to the channel. But for now, that's it. Bye!